We're live. Oh boy. I need to sharpen my pencil. Hello. I'm Amanda Call, and this is one of my comic pages I'm going to work on. This is chapter 25, page 22 of my webcomic, Age of Night. I just laid down my panel borders, so there's still little pencil lines between them. Kind of clean up a little bit. Got this like slightly smaller panel at the start of this one. I'm just going to kind of erase this pencil line around here. So I have off on the side here, I have my thumbnails and my script, which I'm not going to let you see. But I need those close by so that I can check and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like in this first panel, I need to see what I'm doing. This is my thumbnail right here. All right, so I always figure out where my word balloons are going to be right in the thumbnails. So I have, hey, Hungry, thanks for joining me. So when I'm making the thumbnails, I actually have my script right nearby, and I figure out where all of the little word balloons are going to be, because I certainly want to make sure that I have room for them and don't run into problems later on because I didn't leave room for my word balloons. So then when I start penciling, I just kind of knock in a vague area where those are going to be. That's also why I keep the script right nearby, so that I can make sure that in case my thumbnails are not terribly clear, but also so that I can check and make sure that I'm leaving enough space for what's going to be in the word balloons. Which, those are fairly short. Those should be big enough. So in this first pass, we're just going to kind of not going to worry about going too far beyond just making sure that all of the figures are taking up the right space. And I can refine this later. At this point, we just want to make sure that they're taking up the space they're supposed to in the composition of the page. Definitely going to have to move that because her foot is in the fire, which is not where that belongs. Just move the fire over here a little bit. That's the easier thing to move. All right, because we're still on the mountain with these characters, even though this is a few pages after the last one that I just finished with you guys. But there was another scene in between that I just did not do on the stream. More word balloons. I don't like how that pose is coming out. So I know how I want the attitude on this pose to be, but that's not coming out the way I want it. Let's try that again. Ugh, I still don't like it. I hate it when this happens. I have to fight with it the whole way. Okay. Trying to see what the issue here. What's the discrepancy? Okay. I see what part of my problem is that I actually did a slightly different pose in the first panel in my thumbnail. I didn't realize it. I kind of switched it in here, which is why the acting in this isn't working, because it's like flip-flopped, and so it's not doing what I need it to do. So we're gonna fix this. Much better to, at this very, very early stage, just go through and fix the problem rather than just kind of try to keep pressing forward with it not correct and make my life miserable later. So we're going to go back and fix this one. Okay. Which now should make this pose make way more sense. Hey, look at that. It's like working now. Instead of, it's actually doing what I wanted it to do instead of being awkward and terrible. Check my script. Should be good enough. We might need to make this a little bigger. No, a little too big. Too big. Try again. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm just going to keep making loopy lines until I figure it out, I guess. We'll come back to that. Got the fire here. When sitting over here looking small, which, yes, this is not, they're not actually this far apart, but this is like, she's looking small because she's feeling small in this particular panel. So it's kind of like exaggerating that for the emotional effect of what's going on. Okay, so now everything is roughed in. We're only 13 minutes in. It's a pretty simple two people talking type page, so pretty quick to start getting through. We'll see how far we get on actually penciling it over the course of the hour. Now that I've actually sharpened my pencil. Kind of clean up as we go along. All right. Kind of got some kind of like biscuit or hardtack or something that they're munching on here. And figure out where all of her limbs are going to be. She's got both hands on her biscuit like a squirrel or something, I guess. All right, so she's sitting kind of cross-legged, then her foot's going to be kind of tucked under the other leg. And we can start figuring out where the fabric is going to drape on there. Kind of starting with whatever's in front so that it can overlap where it needs to, and I don't stress out too much about stuff we're not ultimately going to see. Soften up that line of her neck a little bit. That was looking a little like linebackerish. Lena's still fairly delicate. She's not muscly. She does not have a big muscly neck. All right. There's her other sleeve. And get the folds of her robes there that she's kind of sitting on. Got tucked around her. I've got the ties from the robes here. Kind of like extra bunches of fabric going on. There we go. Okay. And let's see, we're going to have a little scrubby shrub next to her there. And they're kind of sheltered between a couple of rocks. Ah! Hello. Ah! Oh, there's a Y at the end. It's A. Okay. I just thought we were screaming. I'm fine with just screaming. That's a mood. All right. There's Wen's rock that she's leaning up against. Also fair. Yes, yes. That's kind of where I'm at. That's very good. All right, let's make our little campfire. Basically just need a couple little recognizable sticks coming out the side, and then we can do our little flames. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's figure out what's going on with Kamaria's figure here. There's her knee, thigh, calf, heel, and the rest of her foot. Or not quite in the fire. We're good. We're good. She's not quite sticking her foot in the fire. Also, that's kind of a large foot for Kamaria to be having. She is small. Stronger and tougher than Wen, but small. Very short. Sometimes when I draw a panel where like it's just her and like one of the guys, I'm like, oh no, people are gonna think she's supposed to be like a halfling or something. She's not. They're all human. There are no demi-humans in my story. But she's just short. Within the realm of like normal short person short, but short. When it's just a panel of like just her and Thel, or like just her and Asim, which there were a couple of those in the last couple chapters, it was just like, oh my goodness, she's so tiny. All right, holding her little biscuit. She's just a small. It's true. She's just a 5 foot nothing small. All of the hair. And nah, I don't think her little tunic flap is gonna go quite that far. It's not quite that long. And boots. And I gotta figure out where her other leg is. Her other hand is like tucked away down here. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Just gotta figure out where her other leg is. Okay, I think that's what we're going with here. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. All right. Again, I'm going to start with whatever's closest to us, and we'll block other things so that I do not spend a bunch of time drawing stuff that we are never going to see. Like, you want to know where stuff is, basically, but I'm not going, when I'm like finishing up the pencils, I'm not messing around with stuff that I can't even see. I'm not going to ink. It's not going to matter. There you go. Foot tucked behind in there. Clean up some of those stray lines as I go. What is happening with your face? What is happening? That's better. I couldn't see what I was doing. Just got all smudgy and difficult to figure out. Sometimes you just need to erase and start over. Figure out where you are. Okay. Well, there's Kamaria figured out. I'm gonna make her little rock that she's leaning against. Other little rocks around. Kind of bigger rock looming in the background here. And I want to put her pack over here. At least the edge of it, so you know it's kind of sitting back there. Figure out where these shadows are going to go that are being cast by this firelight. Since those are going to be kind of dramatic. And we're going to have kind of a outer edge of the firelight here. And all that is just going to be blackness. Haha! It's another scene taking place at night, where I don't really have to draw backgrounds. It's fine. These scenes are just about the conversations. I don't need to kill myself over super rendered backgrounds when we're just talking. And what the things we're talking about are important. We're having important character discussions going on here. All right, that's one panel. Totally drawn now, and we are 34 minutes into it. Let's keep pressing on. Next panel. What are we saying? Hairline. And suddenly a dragon appears and joins them for tea. Oh, you're gonna make me draw a dragon? That sounds like a lot of work. I don't know about that. I promise there will eventually be dragons, but not in this scene. How's that? All right, so she's doing the thing where she's kind of gesturing with the hand that has the food in it. So we got to kind of first. There we go. That kind of thing where you're like gesturing with your sandwich like that. So let's see. So we're still going to have a little bit of her rock behind her there and her other rock. But now we've got this a little bit more figured out and we can start finishing up the pencils. I'm not digging the shape of her chin going on here. Why are you being difficult? Pizza? Oh, that sounds great. I was going to make quiche for dinner, but then I got home like way too late to actually make quiche for dinner because quiche takes like over an hour to make. It just bakes forever. So instead, I just like did a quick throw something in a pan, macaroni and cheese from a box. Get supper happening now. It's almost supper time and I just got home. Had to punt. Heard of what? Oh, quiche. I was like, what is this question? Quiche is like an egg pie, basically. So you have like a pie crust, and the filling is basically just like scrambled eggs and vegetables and cheese. So, and other stuff to like bind it and make it fluffy and everything. But that's the basic idea. Is that it's egg and cheese in a pie crust, and then whatever other fillings you want. A lot of times people will put like ham or bacon in it, but I usually just make it with veggies. Like broccoli and greens is usually what I do, plus onions, of course. Because you gotta have onions to make it taste good. Gotta have your aromatics. But the whole thing takes a long time. Like it's kind of like a breakfast pie. A lot of times people eat it for breakfast, but I also, you know, serve it very frequently for supper because we have chickens and we always have too many eggs. It's like, all right, we're going to eat eggs for supper because we have too many eggs. Sharpen my pencil. Maria is giving Wen a sassy face here. Sassy, sassy. It is. Would you like some eggs? Would you like to come by and get some eggs? It is a problem. I mean, it's not really. I give them away to people, so. Extensive. Yes, I get it. I got it. All of the hair. Yeah, that is unfortunately a little bit too far to just drop off some eggs. As much as I might like to. There we go. Gesturing around the biscuit. All right, there we go. Sassy Kamaria panel. Rock, other rock. All right, we've got about 10 minutes left. So I am going to get as far as I can on this third panel, which is probably the last one we're going to do tonight. And I'll do the YouTube things while I do this. After I figure out where the fingers go on this hand, because that requires too much brain power to talk. There we go. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying. So in case you were coming in late, I'll just remind everybody, I'm Amanda Call. This is a page from my webcomic, Age of Night. You can read Age of Night for free on ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHT.com. Updates with a new comic page every Wednesday. And while you can read the whole thing for free, if you want to, you can also support me making comics over at Patreon. That's patreon.com/ageofnight. Spelled just like comic. Wen's doing that thing where she's freaking out again. Come on, Wen. Pull it together. You can also buy copies of the comic. You can get PDF versions from Skirmisher's website, skirmisher.com. Also, Drive-Thru RPG, Drive-Thru Fiction, and Drive-Thru Comics. And they also run sales pretty frequently, which is pretty nice. And that's the first 3 volumes, so it's the prologue through chapter 21 over 3 volumes, plus bonus material and stuff, as a little thank you for helping to support me by getting an actual copy of it. You can also buy ebook versions and physical versions from that big website where you can buy everything. You know the one. You can follow me on Twitter at Age of Night. You can follow me on Instagram at Amanda Call Art. There's a little bug flying around my face. Go away, little bug. If you like watching these streams, you should like the video, do the thing, and subscribe to the channel so that you can see anytime that I go live. I usually do these on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. That's usually what happens. But if for whatever reason I might have to stream at a different time because life, then it's a good idea to be subscribed so that you will know when that happens. I do other videos too. I also upload like edited videos that I put together about art, talking about art, actually making art of different types, but also other comic stuff too. That's worth checking out, I think. Is that all the things? Yeah, they're attracted to my lights, and then they start circling around my eyeballs while I'm trying to work. I'm like, please go away. What else is going on right now? Oh, the only other thing I can think of right off the top of my head that's going on right now is that Skirmisher Publishing, which I have been doing a lot of work with over the years, has a Kickstarter running right now for At the Shrine of Authoress. If you just look up Skirmisher on Kickstarter, you'll find it pretty easily. It's an adventure for 5e. And I've read the whole adventure because I've been doing some like illustrations for it, and it's really cool. So worth checking out. We're on to stretch goals already, so you know it's funded, you know you're gonna get it. And if more of the stretch goals fund, that means more work I get to do, which is good because I like actually making a living at this. So we try to get as close to finished as we can on this before time is up. We're getting pretty close. All right. Woot. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this Kickstarter overall. It's fun actually having a project like move forward. This last year and a half has been like a lot of projects moving very slowly or getting backburnered or just generally not happening, which has been very frustrating. So it's nice to actually have something happening and going well, and it's a fun adventure. Like it's a really fun dungeon crawl type adventure with like some puzzle elements and stuff and a bunch of really cool like creatures and everything. I think it's worth checking out anyway. And there's Wen freaking out a little bit, like she does lately. She's a lot more prone to freaking out lately. Poor Wen. All right. Clean up some of that business. And I think we are going to be done for this stream. All of that's pretty much going to get covered by her word balloon, but just to be sure, I'll put it in there anyway. And all right, so that is going to do it for this evening. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out with me. I started with just empty panel borders, and over the course of this hour, I got everything. Eraser crumbs. I got everything roughed in, and I have 3 out of the 5 panels penciled. So next time we should be able to finish penciling and move on to lettering. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye.